Hello.
I'm Chris Aldred. I was brought up in rural Suffolk, but I moved to the northeast of Scotland more than 50 years ago. In 1980, I settled in Torry, where I've lived ever since. Torry felt like a proper community, it still does, and had a wild and wonderful views and a dramatic coastline. The formal grounds for my objection are set out in my letter, and today I want to focus on why this matters to me. 20 years ago, my children played in the Triangle Park, which we visited this morning. At that time, the Tullis Burn was a polluted, stinking stream. I didn't realise how much it had changed until the COVID lockdown meant that I explored it again. I found a wonderful wetland, rich with species I had not seen since childhood, and teeming with birds and wildlife. It was quite unlike any other space I'd seen in the city. Sadly, my discovery coincided with the realisation that there were plans for the further development in the park, already being defiled by spoil heaps and debris from the harbour construction. By then, I was chatting to other regular users of the park, all with their own reasons for sadness that this beautiful area was threatened. There was the elderly resident from Balnagasc who'd lost a view of the sea, the workmate whose walks in the park have helped her with the stress of living in one of the rack houses, the excited children careering down the hill from the flats to ride scooters and bikes or play in the woods or feed the ducks. I'm personally not so keen on the motorised bikes, which sometimes disturb the peace I can find listening to the 8-foot-high reeds whispering in the wind, even against the background of industrial noise from the harbour, the Tullis Industrial Estate, and the jet testing rig, which we heard this morning on the visit. Why tell you this about a planning application? Because this voice has not been heard. As a consultee at events managed by Ironside Farah on behalf of ETZ, and talking to them about their master plan, I felt this affirmed a general view of park users. They've made their minds up anyway. They'll do what they want and grab our park one bit at a time anyway. The rezoning of the park, snuck into the local development plan at the last minute, was a preemptive strike at morale and potential fight back in Torry. Consultation was never framed in terms of development or not, simply in terms of how much. The mutual incomprehension between myself and the developers reminded me of a sad folk song. The men of the forest asked how many strawberries grew in the salt sea. The men of the sea asked how many ships sailed in the forest. One day, walking in the park, new lyrics came to me. If you'll bear with me, I'll read them. The ETZ spokesperson, they asked of me, "Where is the profit in your patch of green?" I answered them back with a tear in my eye. "Oh, where is the hope in your profit?" Since the start of the year, there have always been flowers, marsh marigolds sparkling through grey winter showers, gold in March sunshine, white blossom in May. Will anything flower under concrete? The blue tit, the robin, the heron's weird cry, the chaffinches, greenfinch and bullfinch fly by. Pigeons and magpies, moorhens and ducks. Will anything fly past the concrete? Fruit from wild cherries and red rowan trees, brambles and berries, hazelnuts green, the fruits of investment are nothing to these. Your profits, sour fruit from the concrete. Generations from Torry looked out to sea from the graves in the kirkyard. Now no waves can be seen. Heritage lost, and the money moves on. Will our ghosts have to walk on the concrete? My objection is based on the failure of the consultation to hear the views of Torry people and the emotional investment we have in the park, hence my use of a poem. I hope my comments have made it clear how important this wild area is. It's not a manicured suburban park, but it's of unique strategic importance to the people of Torry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aldred. Any questions? No questions. Thank you very much.